As Big Red 310s here again, a little frustrated. You see, I spent the last 12 minutes trying to make this video with my brother in the room. Told him to leave, he wouldn't. So I said, all right, he's really young. So he stayed there and he kept making noises, not intentionally, just by like something he was watching. And yeah, the rest is history. So now I'm remaking this video. So let's talk about form spray. I got a form spray. That's right, down there. Ask me any questions you want. I've already gotten like 5 questions in like within the first 2 minutes that I opened it. Pretty shocking. I mean, I did post it on my Twitter page, but still. And also check out my Twitter if you haven't checked it out yet. I think I'm a decent Twitterer. If there's a word for that. Holy shit! I have 5 more questions. Holy crap! You people love me. All right, not to get too caught up into my own popularity, quote unquote. All right, so let's go into aces in wrestling. I'm going to talk about the aces, who I truly think performs the best matches day in and day out. This has nothing to do with marketability, with drawing money, with making good business. I will probably make another video on that, but this is for aces, because I was going over this topic with several people, and I just want to know how people consider aces in wrestling. Now, for aces, you truly have to have the best match in night out. This does not mean the best wrestler. You could have the potential to put on the best match each night, but if you don't, I don't care. You're not the ace. The ace is the person that does it and does it well. So that's why I've compiled this list. Remember, this is just purely on match quality. This has nothing to do with anything else. Don't think these guys are my MVPs for the year. They're probably my wrestlers of the year because they were the best wrestlers in the company, but not really my MVPs. All right, for WWE, my ace is obviously, I have 3 categories. Right now, the whole year, and the runner-up. Right now, I would say Daniel Bryan, hands down, puts on the best match every single show, so I don't think there's an argument there. Whole year, I would actually say Daniel Bryan. My runner-up is Chris Jericho. Now, Chris Jericho, looking back on it, he has had a lot of really good matches. I was going through my list. You know, he had that feud with Edge, which looking back, was really underrated. I thought they had a really good match and a great match, 2 pay-per-views in a row. He had that really, really good match with Evan Bourne. He was regularly involved in the main event scene. Was a part of the great tag match at SummerSlam. Was a part of the really good match at Night of Champions, the 6-pack challenge. Was a part of Money in the Bank, which was also, I personally thought, a great match and one of the WWE's better matches of the year. He's been involved. Like I said, I have a list of 150 matches that I've compiled that were great or better. I have them all on the list. Actually, really good to great, like 3 3/4 or higher basically qualifies to make the list. That's why I said Tyler Black, Claudio Castagnoli was the 3 3/4 star match of the year, because that was the highest match I rated under that category. I have this list. I'm going to post it at the end of the year like I did last year. But I was just going through. That's how I deciphered most of this list. I just typed in WWE, and really, there were very few matches that popped up that were not done by Chris Jericho. Now, I think the reason Chris is in it for the whole year is because Daniel doesn't, but he does it on such a smaller scale. The pay-per-views, the past 3 pay-per-views, haven't been that good. And now he has had the best match on all 3 shows, in my opinion. Possibly the last 4 pay-per-views, if you really think about it. He has had the best matches, but like those matches weren't really great matches. That's why they weren't really on my list. But he was a part of that SummerSlam match, a big part of that SummerSlam match. And really, just like on every Raw, just like every single Raw, besides this past one, every single Raw I see, Daniel Bryan almost always has the best match on Raw. Every single time. And he does it when he goes to SmackDown. He really just does have the best match on every show he's on. Literally, every single time you see Daniel Bryan wrestle, that's probably the best thing you're going to see that night. It's been happening for the past few months. Now, if Daniel Bryan was in here longer, I think for sure lock it would be Daniel Bryan. I'm still saying it's Daniel Bryan. I bet you can make a good argument for Chris Jericho too. TNA. This to me isn't even close. I know people have considered Kurt Angle the best wrestler in TNA. Not this year. I'm sorry. This is not even close. And I've been saying this for months. I've been saying this before. Yes, before the Beer Money feud. I've been saying this since May, and no one has believed me. And you know what? Fuck you guys. No. But here, Motor City Machine Guns. Hands down. Every single show, every single Impact, every single pay-per-view, they are the highlights. Look at this past pay-per-view with Generation Me. Look at Turning Point with Team 3D. Look at Bound for Glory with Generation Me, which I did think was the best match on that show. Look at No Surrender with Generation Me. Not the best match, but still the second. Really, really good. The whole series with Beer Money. Look at the match with Beer Money at Victory Road. Look at the match with Generation Me at Destination X. They always consistently perform. Now, my runner-up is Kurt Angle. He did have what some people believe is TNA's match of the year against Mr. Anderson. In my opinion, it's still his match against the Motor City Machine Guns versus Beer Money on the whole effing show. But it's really close. But, so, yeah, and Kurt Angle has had, besides the Anderson feud, which I personally thought was okay, not that great, but still decent stuff. He had that good match. He had a really good match with Bound for Glory. He had that awesome match with Jeff Hardy. He had that really good match with Pope. And his top 10, like surfing through the top 10 before TNA cut it at the legs, that was the best thing in the company. And unfortunately, they did cut it at the legs, and we didn't get to see much as much as we wanted. But we still saw a lot of really good matches involving Kurt Angle, so that's why he's number 2. But I still say the Motor City Machine Guns, my God, they've just been super consistent. So yeah, they are my wrestlers of the year. Ring of Honor. This is going to surprise a lot of people. My ace for right now is Davey Richards, hands down. My ace for the year is Tyler Black, and this has nothing to do with him being champion. Like I said, this is all about in the ring. It's just Tyler Black throughout the whole year has put on. Davey Richards has shined, I will say that. But Davey has also taken, he took 2 tours in Japan during 2 of Ring of Honor's 4 biggest shows of the year, Super Card of Honor and Glory by Honor. And because those tours really did hurt him, and most of the time when he did shine, he did so with Tyler Black, with their series this year. Davey, as far as Davey by himself, he had that awesome match with Omega. He had 2 great matches against the Briscoes. He had a really good match with Kenny King. Not much else. I mean, yeah, he's had a good match with Tyler, but like I said, I was with Tyler. Tyler, as champion, has had great matches all over the place with Steen, with Hero, with the Triple Threat, with Roddy, with, oh my God, what's his name? Claudio. So many good stuff from Tyler, and I really do think in the ring he is the ace of Ring of Honor. Was the ace of Ring of Honor this year, but right now it's so obviously Davey Richards. All right, God, my hair looks really weird. PWG. The whole year, I'm going to say the Young Bucks. Again, I've been saying this since like April. From like January through 7. Look at every single match they had, and that was the best match in the show. Hands down, not even close. So yeah, need I go more? Now, my ace now, I would actually say is El Generico, because El Generico was my runner-up for the year. Be it his matches with Ricochet, his matches with London against the Young Bucks, against Steen and Kendrick in the Guerrilla Warfare, his match with Chuck Taylor against the Young Bucks. He's done a lot this year, and he has been a really good wrestler. So I'm going to put him as my runner-up, and I guess right now he is the ace of PWG because I consider him the 3rd or 4th best wrestler in Ring of Honor. And so right now I do think he's the ace. Sorry, Claudio. CHIKARA. Okay, this was hard. For the whole year, I'm going to say everybody in CHIKARA, every single person, because everybody involved in the feud, because really, like, match quality isn't the priority in CHIKARA, so it's really hard for me to find an ace. Now, everyone that has been involved in this BDK CHIKARA feud, they have made it, because there's so many BDK matches on my list, it is ridiculous. And really, I can't just credit it to one member. Now, if I have to choose my ace, because I'm going to have to do it, right now I'd still say Claudio, just because he has been involved in most of these matches, and Eddie Kingston is my runner-up just because he's been doing really well this year. So yeah, I guess those 2. But like really, I don't consider they're an ace in CHIKARA. Everybody plays their part equally. In Dragon Gate / Dragon Gate USA, Shingo, hands down. I'm not even close. That's why I wanted Shingo to beat BB Hulk, because I felt that with Shingo as champion, we would have seen some amazing main events in Dragon Gate USA. And not that I hate BB Hulk, I don't hate the guy, it's just that he doesn't have great matches. And I feel that in Dragon Gate USA, I'm sorry, it's the truth, in a promotion like Dragon Gate USA, the champion has to put on the best matches on each show. I'm sorry, anything else doesn't cut it. In a promotion that based that heavily upon Japanese wrestlers having great matches, he has to have the best match on every. Not necessarily the best match on every show, but he has to have a great match. He has to have one, in my opinion. His match with Shingo, while it didn't click well for most people, I thought still that match was great. So I would say Shingo, both show. And same in Dragon Gate in Japan. My runner-up, I would have Yamato or Masato Yoshino. Masato Yoshino for being possibly the best fucking athlete in wrestling today. And Yamato and Yoshino when they were both champion. This is one of 3 ties. When they were both champions, because I haven't seen all their matches. I haven't seen a lot of Dragon Gate or New Japan. That's why a lot of these are tied. But Yamato and Yoshino, like when they both their title reigns had several amazing matches each show. Now Noah, this was hard. Marufuji, as you all know, I felt mainly in New Japan, but I didn't know it too. From January through June, I felt was the best wrestler in the world. No one put as many great matches out as he did. Problem is, he got hurt, and then Kenta is the exact opposite. Kenta was hurt up until June, and I've been watching. People follow me on Twitter know I'm on a crusade to see every single Kenta match, and I'm going through these matches, and I realized, holy shit, Kenta's still having an incredible year. It's not as good as his 2009 year, but if this guy was here the whole year, he would by far be still considered the wrestler. But now, in my opinion, he still is one of the top 3 wrestlers in the world. But I've seen almost every single match he's had this year, every single match that's available. I'm still waiting on some shit from IVP videos. It's just that I haven't been able to find on the internet. But yeah, definitely Kenta blow away stuff this year. So, but but he wasn't here the whole year. So for the whole year, I would say Sugiura. Sugiura's had a great title reign. I haven't seen all his matches. In fact, I've seen very few. But from what I hear, a lot of these last 3 are more from what I hear. From what I hear, almost all his title defenses have been great, and he has been doing very well for Noah as champion. So I'm gonna put Sugiura in as their ace. Hey, someone who's more knowledgeable on the subject, give me a better choice. Runner-ups, I have Kenta, Marufuji, and Takayama. Kenta for his 6 months, Marufuji for his first 6 months, and Takayama because again, Takayama has, I think, had some good matches. Maybe not Takayama. I might take Takayama out of that list. I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys know more. New Japan, their ace. This is just what people say. The ace of New Japan is Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know if that means in-ring. I don't know. Runner-ups, I would have Marufuji again, but I would also have Prince Devitt, because Prince Devitt has also had an incredible year. I've seen a lot of his matches this year. He's been doing well as well. Now for Big Japan / DDT, I would put Daisuke Sekimoto. I've seen a few Big Japan shows, actually. I haven't reviewed them, unfortunately, but he does have a great match almost every time he's out there. And DDT, haven't seen much except his matches. So yeah, I've heard literally the only 2 DDT matches that Ichiban put on his list were by Daisuke Sekimoto. So for both these, I'm going to say Daisuke Sekimoto. And that is my list of aces. So I'm just going to say for right now, your aces in wrestling are Daniel Bryan, Motor City Machine Guns, Davey Richards, El Generico, Claudio Castagnoli, Shingo, Sugiura, Nakamura, and Sekimoto. So yeah, those are your aces in wrestling, in my opinion. If you have anybody else, offer them. Like Claudio, as far as an ace in all of wrestling, would be ranked pretty high up there because he is the PWG champion. He is the CHIKARA Tag Team Champion, which is the main belt in CHIKARA. He is the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion. You know, he is probably like number 3 or number 4 in each promotion, whereas like a guy like Davey Richards really is only number 1 in Ring of Honor. He's not even mentioned in the other 2. Maybe PWG, but not that highly because he's had 3 matches this whole year. So like Claudio is in so many promotions that his overall score would be really high. So he would be considered one of the best aces in wrestling. Now who's not on this list that would probably be considered one of the best? Thinking. Chris Hero. I just find Chris Hero's PWG year so overrated. I thought his match with Brandon Bottom dragged. I thought his match with Brandon Gasson dragged. I mean, really, Chris Hero has not impressed me that much this year, but Chris Hero definitely in Ring of Honor, in PWG, and even in some Japanese promotions. You add up his total score, it would be pretty high. So yeah, this is not necessarily ace in all wrestling. This is just in their respective promotions. Give me a few names. Give me your thoughts. Check out my Twitter. Check out my form swing. I'm Big Red 310. I'm out, guys. See ya.